Namaste and welcome to our live coverage of the India versus Australia series that ended today. I'm your host Bapu Narayankar and I'm excited to be joined by a renowned sports expert and commentator Mr. Chandramouli Kanvi. So Mr. Kanvi,
Thank you,
we
Babu.
had a disappointing series
First
and
of all, Babu, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. Okay,
it's
then
great talking to you.
you yourself are a very famous journalist. You cover all everything, sports, politics, everything, anything under the sun. So it is my privilege to be with you.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Kanvi, sir, we have had a very disappointing series where India lost this series 1-3 to Australia, and before that, we lost 3-0 in our home conditions. So let's dive right into this conversation. Mr. Kanvi, your thoughts on India's loss to Australia and the series?
See, Bapu, if you look at the New Zealand series, we lost 3-0, and here we lost 3-1. So in the last 8 tests, we have lost 6 tests. And losing against New Zealand was just horrible. Nobody could imagine that we could lose to New Zealand at home. So we are very sure of winning 3-0, and we have to do little bit in the Australian tour to qualify for WTC finals. But that didn't happen. But at Perth, it was a wonderful game only because of one person, Jasprit Bumrah. We came back hard and we batted well. That was the only innings in Perth in the first test that we batted well. All other innings we failed to score more than 200 runs. Only once we scored more than 200 runs, and that was very considering the fact that we had such a star-studded team. Rohit Sharma didn't play the first test match. He came to the second test and he led the side, and he went down the order. He failed, and Virat Kohli in the second innings he scored a 100, unbeaten 100. Totally, he has scored in the series, whole series, about 180, 190 runs, including that 100 not out. So with that, he has about 20 plus average. But otherwise, his क्या बोलते हैं ना हिंदी गाना गाना है ना वो मैं क्षमा हूँ तू है परवाना ऐसा also the option डाले तो बस like a magnet he is attracted to his bat is attracted to it.
Yeah.
So we have seen series of failures by him and Rohit Sharma, and thanks to SSC Jaiswal, he is on the first tour. In fact, Bapu, if you remember 2000 series when we went down under, we played 3 test matches. For Rahul Dravid, that was the first tour of Australia. He scored only 85 runs in 3 tests. That was his first series. Then he did very well later on 2003, 2004 and all. But SSV Jaiswal, that this was the first tour. He scored a brilliant 160 in the second innings at Perth, and he scored a couple of 80s in Melbourne. Unfortunately, he was run out thanks to, again, Virat Kohli. That was 50-50, but it was very unnecessary. Even second innings, he did well. Even the decisions went against us, especially the third umpire decisions. Bapu, you remember Cecil
Correct.
Jaiswal, and then again in this test match,
Washington Sundar.
he tried to pull, yeah, Washington Sundar also. And in Sydney Test, Bapu, I tell you, Adelaide is forgotten because nobody can win against Australia in pink Test
Pink
match,
ball, yes.
pink ball Test
Yes.
matches, variant matches. So that is written. So they will win the. They have never lost in 8 matches. They have won
Written
all the
edict.
8 matches they have played. Yeah, all the 8 matches they have won. But this Sydney pitch, really fooled everybody. Nobody could read the pitch properly. Australia are very well settled team. They just have to replace one bowler with another. Josh Hazelwood was injured, so this fellow got Scott
Poland.
Boland chance. And when Mitch Marsh failed miserably for 4 test matches, consecutive test matches, and Bo Webster was brought in, and he was really the man of the match. Scored a brilliant 57 in the first innings when they were 39 for 4, and they came back slightly, and we got four runs lead thanks to Prasidh Krishna. I'm very happy. 3 of the Karnataka players played after a long time for India. Devdutt Padikkal played the first test, then KL Rahul played all the test matches. He scored some 70s and 80s. Really unfortunate. And Prasidh Krishna, He's been in the Indian team for the last 4 5 years, but this is only his second test match. Second test match, as good as it was a debut for him. And Nitish Kumar Reddy was a big plus. I mean, when Nitish Kumar Reddy was selected for the Australian tour, everybody was aghast. Who is this Nitish Kumar Reddy? They had seen him in IPL. He has not played many first class matches, but his fairy tale rise, in the second innings of Melbourne Test, he scored a brilliant 100. But till you score 100, especially for a youngster who is 21-year-old youngster, he did very well. But after that century, the expectations will be too much on him, on his young shoulders. So he failed in the consecutive three next innings. So it's very difficult to withstand the pressure. So now every time he goes into bat, everybody expects a century from this Kumar Reddy. But he bowled well also. And he is a real fight of the tour, I say, Bapu. And as you saw, it is the real victory for Test cricket. Forget the 3-1 loss and all this, but real victory. In Melbourne, we had 3,70,000 spectators. Melbourne has a capacity of 92
And
lakh,
that too after
92,000.
1936,
Yeah,
in
1936.
which Bradman played.
That one played 1936-37 Ashes Test Series. They had about 92 or 95. I mean, no, 8.5 lakhs. No, 9.25 lakhs. Yeah. Now we had 8.5 lakhs for the whole series. Adelaide was sold out, and here in Sydney, even though it was a 2.5 days affair, every day we had 47, 48. 48 is the capacity of Adelaide. They have a hill also, so that is reduced. So yeah, they are wonderful test series, but even Australian side, Bapu, as you see, it was not a great side. I mean, they had
Correct.
some good
Their
names,
batting
but
was really poor.
yeah, yeah,
Nothing like
I mean,
India.
something like in. I mean, take out Travis Head and Smith to some extent. It's all the same. Take out Jasprit Bumrah, would have lost 5-0. Who knows?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. The 32 test matches in away series, it's a record, big record. And I think Bedi, he broke Vishen Singh Bedi's record of 31 test wickets. But he was brilliant. And unfortunately, he was injured and he had to
Do
he didn't bowl in the
you,
second innings. Yeah.
Mr. Kanvi, do you think Bumrah's absence has played a lot, has heavily impacted, or do you agree to whatever Gautam Gambhir has to say that we should not be depending on only one individual? It is a
Yes.
team game. Do you agree
Yes.
with him? And one more thing I would like to bring to your notice is that
Yeah.
you mentioned about Rohit Sharma. He, skipped the first test match. Then previously also we saw Virat Kohli also missing one
England series.
crucial test match.
Yeah.
So today I was listening to the great Sunil Gavaskar. He commented on the need to move away from the star culture in Indian cricket. Do you agree
Absolutely.
with his statement?
Ab-
Because
ab-
it also, implies that he is somewhere down the line, he's indirectly telling, or of course, I think he has told directly also that test players should first concentrate on domestic
yes.
series. So,
Yes.
do you agree? Was this the main factor which you think we have been always talking about Ranji Trophy and other thing? But the fact of the matter is, the seniors they have taken their places uh,
For granted.
for granted, and even if they are available, they make available for the IPL where the lot, of course, IPL should be there, therefore the money will come, it is a marketing stuff. But don't you think that the seniors should, should play? We have seen in the past Sunil Gavaskar, Madan Lal, G.R. Vishwanath, Roger Binny, you name it all, Kapil Dev, they played more than 200. So, what do you think? How do you assess this statement, sir?
Bapu, I am in my 50th or 51st year in cricket, involvement in cricket as a player, as a commentator and all. I have seen everybody playing cricket. When we were playing for, for junior Karnataka team, everybody used to play, all the test players. That was because they didn't have this tight itinerary. This started after 2000. So after 2000, 2010 and all, once the IPL started, We have to be ready for IPL. That's very important. I mean, this is a domestic tournament, but it's number one tournament, probably the third in the world as far as franchisee sports is concerned. So, but now the itinerary is so tight. But even then, you should be able to play for your state. You know, even Sachin Tendulkar, the great Sachin Tendulkar, the great Gavaskar, as soon as they landed on at Mumbai, they used to go straight away. They have gone to the ground to play. That's a pride, you know. It's a big pride to play for the your state side. And since see, domestic cricket has they have to play domestic cricket. See, we are Bapu. It's a big myth that we are supposed to be the best players of spin bowling. What did we
Yes.
do? We gave Santner about 13, 14 wickets.
Correct.
Aizaz Ahmad, we have given 10 wickets in an innings and all.
Correct.
So it's a big myth. Unless they play in the domestic cricket. Domestic players, I mean, they are good at playing spin bowling. We have seen Sarfaraz Khan playing against New Zealand. Unfortunately, he didn't get a chance to play here. But Rahan, you can say Rahane also still plays domestic cricket, whatever form it is. So, once you play domestic cricket, I mean, it's straight away from heaven to earth for them because the amount of money they are paid and all in front of empty stands. Who knows if the stars play, people will come and
Correct.
watch French matches. Yes,
Of
that
course.
should be compulsory. That's why Mr. Jaisha took a very big exception. You know, he dropped Ishan Kishan and this fellow Shreyas Iyer. They were asked to play Ranji Trophy cricket. They didn't play, so they were dropped from the contract list also. Now they have come back. That's a different matter. But people have to be taught a lesson. I mean, the bigger fish, okay. But even if the bigger fish do like this, the smaller players will also follow them. It's difficult, you
But
know.
yeah,
But unless they play the Ranji Trophy matches, first class
yeah,
matches in domestic matches,
yeah.
domestic structure, the domestic standard will not increase. And the players who score heavily, take so many wickets in domestic matches, suddenly they are exposed once they are introduced to the I'm sorry, introduced to the international cricket. So that gap has to be filled up.
But Kanvisa, what we have seen over the years, they lose one series, then they talk about all these Ranji Trophy matches the seniors should play and get back into the Indian team. But what happens after some days, a few days, it is all forgotten. Then the same players we see, blooded into the Indian team. And do
Yeah.
you really feel that? Do you really think that these senior players will play this now? This the last leg of Ranji Trophy will be starting from 26th, if I'm right. Do you think
Yes.
that they will go and play Ranji Trophy?
They should play. They should play because Bapo, next test match we are playing in England after 6 months in June after the WTC finals. So there is about 6 months time, and England are coming here in the third week of January. This January
Correct.
they play
That is
T20s, one
white ball
days,
cricket.
white ball cricket, and
Hmm.
then they have some one days also. There Kohli
And
and
Champions Trophy
Rohit
we
Sharma.
have.
Yeah, and Champions Trophy is there. That is one day cricket, and then IPL is there. These are all. I mean, if they do well here, everything is forgotten. And straight away
Yeah.
they will go and play in
No, don't you
England.
think, Kanvi sir, don't you think that this should not be the parameter? Like,
Absolutely.
if you want to have players playing in test matches, they have to consider their performances in Ranji Trophy or the long format of the game. Now, what
Yeah.
unfortunately is happening is that white ball cricket, they'll see IPL also, we see some players performing and they are drafted into the Indian side. I think this should stop. Otherwise,
Yeah.
there will be no improvement in the long format of the game.
Yes, yes. And I still remember Rahul Dravid and in the late 90s, early 2000, Rahul Dravid and Vivesh Lakshman used to play all the Dulu Trophy matches, Ranji Trophy
Correct.
matches. I still remember, I think in 2099 or 2000, Lakshman was dropped. He scored 10 consecutive hundreds in Ranji Trophy
Correct. Yes.
and came back into the Indian
Yes.
side. But now it is too tight, Bapu, and everybody should be have the same yardstick. it cannot be one for the one person and the other when some favors for the senior players. Now just see, Rohit Sharma, you heard his interview to Star Sports. It was very emotional. Of course, it was arranged. Sorry, it was arranged interview. There he was very livid, very livid. He's a very simple guy, who comes from Borivali, and he talks. I mean, he's very straightforward. He's not politically correct like say Virat Kohli
He's
or
like a
Varun.
Bombaya Bhasha, he'll speak.
अंबाया भाषा वड़ा पाव खाओ कटिंग चाय पियो और चले जाओ लोकल ट्रेन पकड़ो
But
ऐसा
he
है
spoke from his heart, whatever he said.
real I
I
like it.
totally believed him, whatever he said.
Yeah, even I had commented in my Convey Corner YouTube, that YouTube channel, that why he was, why he withdrew, or why can't they say directly that he was dropped? But he really convinced everybody in the sense that he himself withdrew from the team, and he was there to, during the drills also he went inside and talked to the players, and he said three lines I remember very well, that it etched in my memory. Things that people who have a pen, a laptop, and a
Yes.
mic
Yes. They
will
cannot
not
decide.
decide my future, will
Yes.
not decide whether I'm going to play or not, whether I'm going to retire or not. I'm a very responsible person, and I have 17 years of international cricket. He made his debut in 2007 CB series in Australia, and he scored also. And now it is 2025. I have 17, 18 years experience. I have. I'm a father for two kids also, so I
That
know
was
very
quite,
well.
you
Yeah,
know, it was
he
very
was very livid.
spontaneous and very,
Yeah, very smartest, very smartest.
very
And
spontaneous.
in fact, Jatin Sapru and Irfan Pathan did very well. The interview was excellent. And in the end, they thanked him for all his contribution. All he said, no, 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 I'm not going to retire.
Hmm.
I'm not
See,
going to retire.
let me come on to this retirement aspect, Kanvi
Yeah,
sir.
yeah,
See,
yeah.
everybody is talking about, especially the fans. Of course, they are very much disappointed. Even great Sunil Gavaskar, he's also, banging left and right. He's gone hammer on tongs.
Yes,
Uh, do you think that, see, retirement also, suspension also, or removal of coaches also, because he has been Gavaskar has been very harsh at speaking against the coaches. He, in fact, is asking what they were doing all these two, particularly last two series. And even
yes.
I think we lost in white ball series also with against Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka, in Sri
So,
Lanka, yeah.
yeah. So, don't you think that even Gautam Gambhir should also, you know, consider accept this and also try to, uh, you know, address the issues
Yes.
affronting the Indian cricket team?
Yes. First of all, the selectors Ajit Agarkar and company and Gautam Gambhir should be heartily congratulated for selecting Nitish Reddy.
Hmm.
He came out of the blue and did very well. But even in Gautam's post-match interview, somebody asked him, "What about the seniors, the big two? What about
Correct.
their future?" And he said, "They have to decide." But
Yeah.
my question to you, Bapu, is how can the players decide whether to retire or not? What are the filters for?
No, but I will convince her. But I will tell that has been the culture we have been seeing,
Yes.
that it is left
Yeah.
because that originates from this star culture. Now, if just
Yes.
for example, you talked about Mitch Marshall not performing, and it were the selectors who said, "Baba, you are not performing,
Yes.
so we'll bring in Mr. Webster." And mind you, he is 31 years old, and he comes out
Webster has
flying
the
colors, taking catches, taking wickets, and scoring runs. And in fact, he also scored the winning runs today.
yes, yes. Webster has played first class cricket for last 10 years for
Hmm.
Tasmania. It's a
Correct.
very
Very
small
small.
state side.
Correct.
Yeah. Tasmania, if you remember, David Boone came from Tasmania and next was
Correct.
Ricky Ponting.
Yes.
Otherwise, no, not many have come. Maybe George Bailey was from Tasmania.
Hmm.
And, they are, I mean, it's very difficult to get into Australian side, Bapu,
Yes.
because you have to toil hard. See, this fellow, Scott Boland, also played for 8, 9 years. He was used to the
I
Melbourne,
really
Sydney
feel
cricket.
for Scott Boland, he's such a wonderful performer. He is also
And
always treated as a reserve baller.
yeah, yeah,
It's quite
yes.
unfortunate, very sad thing. But whenever he's given the chance, he has grabbed that opportunity and performed very well for the
Bapu, he made his
for
debut at the
Australia.
age of 33. He made his debut at the age of 33 after
Correct,
playing for 10 years. And he's the second native Aboriginal Australian to play for Australia after Jason Gillespie. He's
correct.
only the second person. And we are just wondering, why the hell did Josh Hazlewood get injured? This fellow was much, much better than him. Hazlewood wouldn't have been injured. Then he wouldn't have played. He really made the difference.
So,
Throwing
Kanvi,
accurately.
yeah,
Yeah,
sorry to interrupt.
there.
Can we, sir, see,
Yeah.
according to me, it's my guess or a feeling, whatever you like to say, that there is no star culture in Australia. Therefore, it becomes very easy for the selectors, to take some harsh decisions. Do you think that that factor also counts? And I'm talking about the Australian selectors. But back in India, it is a different ball game. We have the star culture. Then, if you remove, then we will be trolled by his fans. And how many we have? 140 million, out of which 1 crore also will troll you, means that becomes a big issue.
Yeah,
So,
Babu,
yeah,
I still remember in 2003 was the World Cup. 2002, early 2002, till then, Steve Waugh was the captain.
correct,
1.5 years to go for the 2003 World Cup. They said, Steve Waugh, thank you very much. We'll make Ricky Ponting the captain 1.5 years before that. And they
correct.
groomed him. They won, say, 2003 World Cup also, 2007 and everything. 1999, so they had won under Steve Waugh. So, Bapu, in ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ,
Hmm.
ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವದ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಪೂಜೆ ಅಲ್ಲ. This will continue. The star culture will continue till then. Otherwise, where will the revenue come from?
Correct.
That is the point. Very difficult.
No, but
But
don't you think, Kanvi, don't you think that revenue also is coming to the Australian Cricket Board without the star culture?
yes, 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 yes. But
So why can't we also have that same? I think Indian psyche, cannot be sacrificed. I believe so on this point.
we we are very emotional towards people, not about the game, about people. It was the same case with Sachin Tendulkar, and
Correct.
where Mahendra Singh Dhoni at 42 or 43 is still playing IPL. He plays 3 balls and hits 2 sixes. And now Virat, Rohit, that not that much because he has not played much Test cricket. He has played about 60 Test matches. But
I,
he, yeah,
yeah. Can I can I drop in?
yeah, please.
See, I'll just narrate one, I'll just call out one incident, about the star culture. S- Chandu Borde was the chairman of selector, and he dropped Sunil Gavaskar. And next day, Shiv Sena workers, they went on rampage. And the following day, Chandu Borde inducted him. So this is the kind of, as you were telling this, so this, came to me. So I wanted to share. Yeah, you please continue with your
Yeah, no,
answer.
continuing your words. In fact, Gavaskar dropped Kapil Dev once.
Yeah.
Kapil Dev,
In
Sandeep
fact,
Patil
I
for match.
think that bhadas, what you call, no? That bhadas, what you call,
Yeah,
uh, came against Mr. Pant.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
he was
Stupid, stupid.
remembering of Kapil Dev, that rubbish shot.
Yeah.
I
But
think
he
so.
said, yeah, stupid, stupid, stupid to Rishabh Pant.
Yeah.
He was there. And in the next innings, he played okay slowly. And this first innings in this test match, 98 balls, 30 runs. Most unlike Rishabh Pant. Then they said, why he is so defensive? Second innings, he came down the wicket and hit first ball for six. If he had not scored 61 runs in 33 balls, I mean, match would have been over. We don't know when it was over. No, you need people like Pant. I mean, he's like he's an enigma, you know. I mean, you can't find people like Rishabh Pant. You have to leave him just like that. For
Like we
that
used
also,
to
we are not
leave
ready.
Srikanth.
Yeah. And for that also, we're not ready to leave him just to give him more freedom. Then we'll say stupid, stupid, stupid.
No, in a way, I think so. That was a right comment because the earlier ball, he attempted the same shot. Then
Yeah.
two fielders were stationed, and of course, even I felt it was a wrong shot. But this test match, in the second innings, he picked up the gaps.
Yes.
Only once did he do that ramp shot, but he picked the gap.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And
so
hitting two sixes, consecutive sixes
yeah,
to Stark, of Stark. It was, I mean, it was a real treat to watch. If we had continued about another half an hour, 40 minutes, we would have had more lead,
correct, correct.
But, but one lead of 160 is nothing, because
Correct.
Travis
And
Head had,
without Bumrah, without
without
Bumrah.
Bumrah. And luckily, our Prasidh Krishna came to the party, but he gave us some runs also.
Lot
Siraj
of
also,
runs, yeah.
a lot of runs. Even Siraj, we should applaud Siraj. He
Siraj bowled
never,
really well in the second test match, in the second innings.
yeah,
Even in the
and
first innings, he
he's,
was too good.
yeah, and all the say five test matches, he has bowled his heart out.
Correct.
He was unlucky and all, but still, he was a third simmer
Mm.
when Shami was there. Now he's becoming a second simmer. Third simmer was always a problem for us. Now in the absence of Shami, it's still there. Who will fill that up?
Mm.
That's a big question here. This fellow Harshit Rana, we gave him chance, and the second test he didn't do well. And Akashdeep was really good. He
Yeah,
was making the
Akash,
batsman play and
unfortunately, he
getting the
was injured, so
injured.
he had to.
Injured.
Even I had an information that even Rana was also not, he was not up to mark
Not fit.
in fitness
Not
terms.
a fitness
Because
level.
I heard one of the greats talking about it.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
it Kanvi, we'll wrap it up in just 5 minutes
Yeah.
because the Zoom is
Yeah.
giving us the message that we should wrap it,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
wrap up in just
Sure.
5 to 3 minutes. Um,
Yeah.
what do you think about uh, Mr. Gill? See, Gill always, I find him in India, scoring tons of runs. But if he goes out, only the last time he scored some 90 odd runs, which India won down under. But what do you think? This one, briefly, you can answer. And where do you
Yeah.
find Indian cricket, going from here?
Going.
Very
See,
brief.
about Gill, he is very talented. Yeah, Gill is very talented, but he shouldn't think that he is Rishabh Pant. He shouldn't dance down the wicket, first ball of Webster and try to get six. I mean, he is very good at home. Away, his average is very less, except that innings in Brisbane last time when we won in Brisbane 2021. But, he should be consistent. He is the captaincy material,
But do you
but
think
he
does he have the technique? I don't find, see, people may say that even this Sehwag had this hand and eye coordination and he used to play
yes.
flowing shots, but I don't find Gill in that league.
No, Gill, say, if you get out at zero, first ball or say fifth ball or so, it's okay. After getting into 20s, 30s, you get out, it's a big crime. You
Correct.
are settled down, you can throw your wicket.
Yeah.
Gill
And
has
from
very
here,
much.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
from here, what do you think, sir?
yeah.
We'll finish this.
Test match, next test match will be in England. It is too far away. Five test
No,
matches in England.
but my specific question, which I did not tell to
Yeah,
you in this, is that when I say from here where Indian cricket will go, means
yeah.
you
Transition. Yeah,
understood, yeah,
yes, yes. Transition. It's a period of transition but do we have the skilled players?
bench
We
players.
have,
Yeah, that was
yeah,
my question.
we have in abundance, but do we have the quality to do well in England or Australia?
Correct.
That is
Or Sena
for that.
cricket,
Yeah,
Sena
that
nation.
yes, yes. For that, our youngsters should play more and more first class cricket.
Yes.
Play less T20 cricket.
Thank you
Bad
so
habits
much.
creep in.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you, Babu.
Kanvi sir,
Thank you.
having you in my channel. Uh, I hope we continue talking on all the issues,
Sure.
any controversies coming by,
Meeting.
and anything related to sports. I
Babu will talk anything under the sun. Thank you very much for
even
inviting.
politics, even
No, no,
politics.
no. In sports, in anything under the sun, I meant all sports, not
Yeah,
politics.
yes. Whatever some achievements of Indian athletes,
Yep.
hockey, let
Yeah.
it be any sport, we'll continue
Ball.
with it.
Ball.
Thank you so much, sir,
Thank you. Thank you.
to having you in my channel. Thank you so much.
All the best, Bapu, for a new channel.
Namaste.
Namaste.